Hi everyone. So today I'm going to work on the last piece of the masterboard that I had made. So today I'm just going to do a simple envelope out of this. And what I'm going to do first is cover the front with this piece of napkin. And the reason why I'm doing this is because there's a lot of loose ends on these papers. As you can see here, like if I bent it, like you can see the edges of these little pieces of paper sticking out. And so just to secure the edges of whatever's loose, I'm going to put this napkin on top. So the reason why I use Elmer's glue or a glue stick before I use the wet glue is because it's easier to smooth out the napkin because I don't want any wrinkles. Alright, and then I'm gonna cut off the excess. Here in this part of the video, I am folding the paper into the envelope format, and this will be the bottom portion of the envelope. Now that I have finished creating a crease for the pocket of the envelope, I'm gonna go in with my scissor and cut off the excess napkin that is sticking out. Now I'm gonna fold the flap of the envelope. During the part of this video, I had decided to keep the extra napkin that is sticking out on the edge on the flap. Okay, so now I'm going to do some inking. So this is not actually brown, it's more of a burnt orange tint. Okay, so we are ready to use wet glue to secure and everything. So I am using Elmer's glue. So with Elmer's glue, I find it more easier to apply the glue. It is more thin than the your normal Mod Podge glue, because the Mod Podge is, from my experience, is very thick and a little bit dry, so it's harder to like spread across the napkin. So I do prefer using Elmer's glue instead. Um, from my experience, Mod Podge, it has like a leathery shine to it, but with Elmer's glue, it gives you a soft texture after it's dry. So this is why I prefer Elmer's glue. I have not yet tried the matte Mod Podge, so I'm not sure how that would work, but for now, I find it that Elmer's glue is much cheaper and more worthwhile for me to spend my money on. As you have seen so far, I am applying a lot of Elmer's glue, and the reason is because it gives you a lot of a softer texture and it looks better. And not only that, the Elmer's glue is more of a watery based glue. To prevent my page from sticking onto the background, I am just going to lift it up and turn it to the side. Okay, so I'm going to leave this to dry and then we'll be back. Welcome back. So everything is dried right now. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use these two colored threads to create a fringe on the flap of my envelope. And as I'm doing this, it's not going to make any sense, but if you stick until the end, you'll see how it turns out. So the reason why I chose this orange color is because I don't often choose or opt for an orange color when I'm doing my crafts. And this orange color matches the ink. Alright, for the next step, I'm going to create a ruffled ribbon out of this dryer sheet. I'm sorry that this is off screen, but what I'm doing here is I'm just folding the dryer sheet evenly over a couple times so that I can cut even 1-inch strips. From this dryer sheet, I am cutting out 3 pieces. Here I have my sewing machine set up, so I'm just gonna do a straight stitch on the strips of these dry sheets. This is where I'm going to gather the fabric sheet so that it could create the ruffled effect. And here I'm just looking for the thread that is flat, and then I'm just pulling the fabric towards the other end. I'm going back in with my sewing machine to sew the edges of the envelope. So the ruffles have gone a little bit too flat from the glue, and so I'm just gonna go in with my tweezer and try to fluff up the ruffles. This is the last step of this project. Now I'm gonna finish up creating the fringe of that orange and pink thread. So here I'm just cutting the ends of the loops. Now that I'm done cutting up the loops, I'm just going to fluff up the edges. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys next time.